I'm John Sanchez. I want to talk to you today about three specific things that we can do to get control of our emotions, because our emotions are typically what governs our decisions. Most people go around thinking that they're very logical and they leave their emotions at the door, but the reality is lots of research shows most people can't even make a basic decision without their emotions. Beyond that, our emotions are usually what causes people to get stressed out. It's not the things that happen to us, it's how we react to them. It's our emotions, okay? So let's talk about three of the things that greatly impact our emotion. One of them is our physiology and our posture. What I'd like you to do is when you're feeling any kind of emotion that you think is negative, stop and check your physiology and your posture. Are your muscles tight or are you relaxed? If you notice that they're tight, do your best to relax them. Maybe do a little bit of exercise that will help those relax. Our breathing is one of the biggest things. Most people chronically shallow breathe. Sometimes I've actually caught myself holding my breath when I was particularly stressed or tense about something. If you stop and try to notice it consciously, you might catch yourself doing that as well. Not a very healthy thing. Are you hunched? Do you have tight muscles? Your shoulders, your neck, all those are key areas. Movement. Are you using any kind of movement? Like some people might tend to rock back and forth when they're nervous, or rock forward and backward, right? Or they might be doing something with their hands where maybe they're fidgeting with their hands, or they've got something in their hands that they're gripping to kind of keep their hands busy. But all of those little movements can either be soothing or they can be negative. It just depends on what works for you. Some people with ADD love those little fidget spinners, right? Or clicking a pen or something like that. And that could drive someone else crazy, okay? So we want to be aware not only of what is working for us, but how we're affecting other people. I don't want to be clicking a pen if it soothes me, if it's driving everybody else around me nuts. Maybe I find some other thing, some other movement that's helpful for me. Next thing I'm going to talk to you is about our mental focus. In your mind's eye, what are you focused on? What are you looking at in your mind's eye? Is the thing that you're focused on out in front of you in the future, or is it back behind you? Okay. What science tells us is that the closer to us something that we're focusing on is, the more impact that it has on us. Okay. So if we have any negative thoughts that we're having, if we can try to get those behind us and literally picture them physically behind us and us moving away from them, that's helpful in literally and metaphorically in our mind, getting our focus on it being distant from us. The more distant it is, the lesser emotions we have about it. And then, are you focused on yourself or are you focused on other people? Especially times like now, when we're dealing with all these things that we have to deal with the coronavirus, we need to be thinking about other people. We need to take care of ourselves and keep ourselves healthy, but we need to think about those other people that maybe they can't do certain things for themselves, or maybe they don't have, and maybe we can help provide something for them. This is my way of providing something for you. I'm not sure what else I can do to help. When I thought to myself, how can I help? This is one of the things that I thought of, okay? These periodic videos. Are you focused internal or external? Are you focused on how you feel, or are you focused on the external, on something that you can take action on, that you can do something about? Okay, I would encourage you to focus on things that you can do something about. And then the last thing I want to talk to you about today, and we'll wrap this up, is your language. Obviously, we want to be careful with the language that's coming out of our mouth when we're talking to other people. But we also want to be very careful with the language that we're using when we're talking to ourselves. That internal dialogue that we have in our head is actually going on more than any of the conversation we're having with people on the outside. So be careful with the language that you're using. Be positive with your language. Does your language indicate things that you do or that you have experienced, or does it indicate things that you want to move towards or things that you want to move away from? Do you talk about what you can do or things that you can't do? Positive or negative language? We want to be very careful with that. And are you speaking metaphorically or in strong images? Metaphors and images and stories have a much bigger impact than simple plain language. I'll talk more about that in a future training. That is it for the 3 items I wanted to cover today: your physiology, your language, and your focus, your mental focus. Think about those 3 things and how you can affect them in a positive manner, and I'll see you next time.